What's good, YouTubers? It's your boy Tap Money coming at y'all with a quick update. The Rusty I got here. The reason why I haven't made my 2S 70 mile per hour attempt runs yet because I went out there to run Sunday when it was nice, but I left the controller for the wrestler at home like a dodo. But I found out that the ESC, the Mamba Monster 2 ESC that I had in here was no good anyway. So, you know, I just did a little swapping and switching. I had a Millennium ESC and I just dropped that in here with the 3800 kV Castle motor. So I'm running the Cat Pack, the Millennium ESC, and a fan that I had that I put on the ESC to keep it nice and cool. So that's gonna be my setup. Hey, cut it out. See him over there playing. Come here. Big boy. Stop it, Havoc. Alright, back to this the setup. It works perfectly fine now. I'm just worried about the voltage detection, red light on this ESC. I'm hoping that don't happen to me, but since I'm only running 2S, I'm hoping that it'd be alright, but it runs pretty good. And swing around. Cut it out, boys. You're making too much noise. Drag car ready to go. I took the I don't know if I showed y'all this already. But that's ready to go. Got the Sidewinder 8 ESC up in there. Cat Pack. Don't have the staging no more, but I still have the TSM system hooked up in here. So this is still a beast. And y'all know the Mugen is ready to rock. Got them Exceed rear tires on there. Heard they real good. So we gonna bang that off. And I was having a real bad problem with my Slash, but I fixed it. My motor mount had came loose and I couldn't tighten it for nothing. So I took it all, I took the whole rear end apart, took everything apart, and found out that down inside of my spur gear, all of the screws that hold the spur gear on was out and just fumbling around inside of there. And the spur gear has some kind of way locked itself to the mount that the spur gear goes on to with the diff plates and stuff. It had some kind of way locked itself up on there without the screws on it. And the motor mount here was like the hose was real loose, the screws wouldn't stay in. So every time I shook the motor, as you see now, there's no movement, everything is nice and tight. I took the whole motor. What you gotta do is when you're running these big gears on here, right? You gotta take the whole motor mount, the black one, out. Put the metal Just and Saga motor mount on to the stock black motor mount while it's out of the car. Alright. Then you gotta put the motor on the motor mount. Place it down in there without the screws being in there, and measure your spur gear with your pinion gear, so you can have that little, hear that? Just place it down in there without the screws being in there, and measure your spur gear with your pinion gear, so you can have that little, hear that? That's what you want to hear. It's your mesh. All right. So once you get that right, then you pull the motor back up, and you slide the pinion gear off and tighten the motor screws down to the motor plate, to the motor mount. and you put the motor mount, the black piece with the silver with the steel motor mount attached to it already, back down in there, and slide your pinion gear back on first. Then you put all of that back down on there, and that's how you get your proper mesh with the big gears. So because you can't fit a screwdriver or a wrench or anything else back up in there to get them motor screws once you put that pinion gear on there. So everything has to be done in steps in order to get it on there perfectly fine, you know? That's what I found out. So step one, mount the motor mount to the stock motor mount, and then mount the motor to the motor mount. Then put it down in the car with the pinion gear on. Mesh, get your proper mesh. Pull it back off. Pull your pinion gear off, and then you size it up. And then you tighten your motor to the motor mount. Put it back down on there with the pinion gear on it, and see if the mesh is right and everything. And then you tighten down your pinion gear and put the screws in the black stock motor mount to hold everything down. All right, that's the steps. And if you got the Techno dry shaft, make sure that you have both of your circular rubber washers, because they fall out of there, out of that cup some of the times when you slide the back out. Okay, you see I put my cat pack up on top now. So, and that Hobby Wing 150 amp ESC works real good so far. It's working real good now that I got the motor mount problem fixed. And Mr. VGAD, if y'all come out with a new motor mount, please hit me up, man, because I'm ready for a new design. What I was thinking, what would be nice would be a one-piece motor mount like that. What if all of that was just one piece and you didn't have to put them 3 screws into the black plastic or the metal one, you know? Which I think I'm gonna get the metal motor mount from where I think I might go to Intergy or somewhere else, but I'm gonna get a good one and put it back there, and then screw the screws into the metal with some Loctite, and that should hold it much better than having that metal screwed into the plastic. Because I think after a while of hitting it and drag racing and speed runs, the screws get worn out from the plastic and they wind up stripping. Then you either gotta change the stock plastic one out or get the metal one anyway. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the metal one, because I think that's the problem I'm having. But I really think a one-piece motor mount like that would be nice. But that's the stash 4x4 Riley, pimped out, ready to go. Yes, got a wheelie bar on the bad boy and everything. Well, I'm ready. Tap Money, holla at your boy. One love.